cluttered, chaotic, it's sweaty, you know, it's a very different place. What visual qualities of Macau did you want to draw out into the kind of world that you built for Lord Doyle?
I mean, it's interesting that you referenced the last movie, because in a way, the urge is to blow it up, to make something that excites. You know, just imagine it like you've been talking about one thing for years and years and years. You've explored it. I've explored the Vatican and the Conclave and all these things. And eventually you say, well, I've got nothing left to say. What's the opposite of that could be interesting, you know? And suddenly you get drawn. I'm empty with that subject matter, and suddenly you go, oh, I want to inhale that. And, you know, Macau, just actually going there for the first time with Mike and all my wonderful crew members for the recce, the first location recce, it felt operatic to me. And that what we eventually had to find its way into the movie, even though Lord Doyle is such a fragile character. I found the dichotomy between the fragility of this character and the operatic bombast, like Volker says, that makes you even feel more fragile. I found that really interesting, you know, and we actually, with Volker's help and everyone's help, we wanted to sort of, you know, create a pop opera that is just sort of takes you on this ride and this inner journey that this man is going through.
Yeah, it does seem that the theme of duality, that bombast and the intimacy, you can see it throughout the film. And I want to ask about working with James Friend, your cinematographer who you worked with on All Quiet on the Western Front. The overwhelming scale of Macau, but then wanting to tell obviously a very intimate kind of first-person narrative, trying to balance those two things. There's that wonderful escalator shot of him going down into the depths of the gambling hall. Can you talk about working with James on the visual kind of language of how you shot it?
Well, the interesting thing is I had met Colin a couple of times, but you don't really get to know each other until you make it, you know, we sort of...
Until you have a sauna together.
Yeah, we had a sauna together in London. He had Banshees, I had All Quiet, and I met him in the sauna. So like, do you want to make a movie? So we don't, you know, I saw him half naked, but I didn't really get to know him. And so...
I was psychologically fully dressed.
Exactly, totally guarded. But, so I sit there with James and, you know, 12 weeks out of, you know, before shooting, and we start planning the film. We've scouted the locations, and we sit down, we come up with all the shots, and imagine what this character might feel like, and what Colin might play it like, and what Fala might play it like. And we make up these shots. And somehow, I remember, you know, we sat in this hotel room in, you know, fountains outside and lights outside. And James and I were saying, like, how does he feel right now, like going into, it's actually a descent into hell. You know, it's like and so it couldn't be a straight shot. And so we came up with a shot where the camera twists and the lights, you know, go, you know, crazy around it. It's like whatever the idea is always, what does Colin feel in his stomach? And what can the camera do to express that, even though he's just coming down an escalator? So that's always my philosophy. What can we do to make the audience feel what this gentleman and Fala feel inside their stomachs?
Colin,
And by the way, James is such a brilliant collaborator. He's such an integral part of my journeys on these films, and you know, he's an inspiration, and he's a friend, and he's just a backbone of the visual language, or of the, you know, he's an integral part of that movie. Of any movie.
Lovely to watch the two of these together, the degree of intimacy and the kind of shared experience.
Yeah, we're like lovers.
Didn't want to say it, but yes.
I'm proud of it.